Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice. Okay, well, we're going to continue this episode. We're going to hopefully get more of the action done. This I'm still sort of despairing of being able to win. Well, no, both sides have fully committed any and all reserves. I'm starting to take some level of reduction, but not as encouraging as I would like. Okay, well, we're pushing here. They sent a lot of reinforcements forward.
Suchen Deckung.
Too bad we can't build their bases there.
Achtung!
Okay, drive into there. Use support that attack. There we go. Build Portuguese Angola here. Okay.
Bereit.
Well, okay, so they've fallen back and it's stopped my ability to cut them off.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Okay, well, we've got to occupy that, otherwise it'll become a pocket that they'll never occupy. Even unsupported there. Now we're down to 5 divisions. But theirs are starting to look a little bit more, though mine aren't doing so well either. Organization. Fans are still doing good. Who knows, that Panzer may be enough to do it. Probably not. Okay, we have 3 military factories. Now, what I want to do here is, where are they? We've switched infantry anti-tank over to Panzerfaust, so I want to produce a bunch of those. Hopefully they'll start replacing those old junk. Tank radio's great. I think that'll have most effect across the widest formation. Of course, this is entirely unrealistic here that Greeks could have this kind of thing. So let's just stop that. If I wasn't playing this for you guys right now, I'd be ending this game over this. Starting again and hoping the new version would do better, but I might not. I don't know. To me, this is just incredibly annoying. Okay, artillery, 10, small arms 12, great.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Achtung! Achtung! Angetreten.
Okay, 12 units. Now with 3 armor units. Okay, well. Let's wait for... Come on.
Angetreten.
Wait a minute, where are
Bereit.
these units? Thought they were here. No, they're not here, so I don't want to assign those there. Where in the hell are they? Oh, there are these units that are over here. Here,
Bereit zum
okay.
Ausrücken. Achtung!
We're unassigning you from the command.
Angetreten.
Okay, we have plenty. Okay,
Achtung!
okay, now we're back down to 10. We need more convoys. Well, let's cancel these guys.
Befehle! Bereit!
That gives me loads more convoys.
Angetreten! Bereit!
Okay, good. Now they push me back here, so let's push them back.
Angetreten! Befehle! Achtung!
You cross over into there.
zum Ausrücken.
No.
Befehle?
Hopefully we have enough convoys. They're just infantry divisions. Good. Get them moving.
Achtung!
That's really just a spoiling attack to keep them from rushing too many more units there. Okay, well now that they've left me alone here, let's see if we can get to Lagos again. That's a good distraction unit so far, has been at least.
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken! Ihre Befehle?
Joining the fight? Yes. There we go. Now,
Zuhören!
you attack there with your support there. And that's good.
Angetreten!
Okay, new model of fighter available. I think it was this version. See, I know I've talked about this before, and in the last episode we talked about German inefficiency in production, which is quite true. But they weren't entirely stupid about things either. They wanted to keep things somewhat streamlined. They realized, or everybody knows, that there are two basic production elements, shall we say, to an aircraft, for at least in this time period. One is sort of the aircraft, the other is its engine. Okay, those are sort of two different things. If you look at the production numbers for the ME-262, they're actually fairly high in the last little bit, but I think about half of them or more of them never had engines. They produced the aircraft, they just didn't have engines. The engine life, because metals got so bad, they didn't have access to tungsten in very good numbers, you know, tons of tungsten to build in it and other stuff. The engine life on them was incredibly short because it was running really hot, and the jet engines would distort. So I presume, I don't know, that you can take those engines back and you know, recycle them, melt them entirely down, and rebuild them anew. But obviously that takes a lot of production time. So, like I was saying, they built a bunch of airframes for the 262, the ME-262 jets. Where are they? Where are they? Right here. But a lot of them never had engines produced for them. And the same engine that was used in the 262 was also used in the Arado bombers slash reconnaissance aircraft. So they used them for both. I believe that they were both the same engines, or basically. So it was sort of the and then they had the Volksfighter. I don't know if that is here. That was a single engine jet fighter that was much cheaper to produce, and yeah, it's not here. That part of the reason they produced it was going to be a lot cheaper to produce. You'd one engine instead of two. It was much smaller. Yeah, I believe it had a much smaller fuel tank, so it was a good fighter, shall we say. And I think it was, well, I don't have good information on how well it flew. I've seen or read interviews of like British pilots who flew the 262 after the war, and thought it was not just the Germans, obviously, you know, like Adolf Galland. They all, both the British and the German pilots that I seen interviewed, really thought that the 262 flew very well. I don't know how well the Volksfighter flew, but I think it was all right. I think it was an all right fighter. I don't know a lot on it. I don't know how good the information is on it, but it was a lot smaller airframe, so it's a much lighter aircraft. Like I was saying, I do believe a much shorter ranged aircraft, not quite the short burn time of the 163 rocket aircraft, which I don't see here either. And that was just purely blast up, you know, from ground, go up, get altitude, and maybe while the engines were still burning, do a few passes on bombers, and then maybe keep making a few passes as you still had momentum, and then land wherever you could find a spot to land. Almost more dangerous to the pilots than to the, you know, or the aircraft was more dangerous to the pilots than the enemy from that was. But so it was designed purely for like an anti-fighter, anti-bomber campaign over Germany, where the 262 was an all-round. And of course, Hitler delayed production, insisted it also be a you know, ground attack setup aircraft, be able to drop a bomb basically. But it was a good all-round, good range, multi-role, if you will, fighter, where the Volksfighter was just an, you know, sort of an emergency air defense fighter, if you will. And so they get away with one engine, smaller stuff, you know, less materials to make the aircraft, and quicker to make it. So that's why they did that. And I think much worse aircraft, but still. So like I was saying, there's, you know, two elements to these aircraft. One, the airframe, two, the engine, if you will, and cost of production. Now, like I say, Germans weren't stupid, and it's, what is it, the Avia 35 was the Czech fighter that was being produced, really sort of started in 39 or 38, basically almost completed in 39 when the Germans took over. The Germans completed a couple of models with the Czechs, test flew it, and found that it, and according to the reports, it wasn't good enough, or it wasn't enough better than the current model of the 109 to add it to the production, you know, additional production. It had a wing shape much more like the Spitfire, you know, the elliptical wing shape, supposedly. So from that, I'm gathering, and I don't know how good a data we have on it, but I'm gathering it was a better fighter than, you know, and obviously, you know, we can see continued development of the 109. Mostly the continuing production of the 109 was just simply more and more powerful engines that are getting heavier, and the aircraft gets a little less maneuverable, but higher speeds. So it wasn't good enough to put it also into production, to have another aircraft in production with another set of, you know, spare parts needs and all of that going on. So it was never approved for series production. It was just prototype development under the Czechs and later the Germans. The only reason the Focke-Wulf 190 was put into production was because it was a radial engine fighter that Kurt Tunck was developing. And yeah, some of you guys I know that, some of you, and I know I'm talking to some guys that know more than I do on this subject, but I'm also talking to people who I believe don't know as much, so I hope I'm balancing this out. Is that they went with a dual track here. The 190 did have some elements that were better than the 109. It was a bit bigger of an aircraft. Now, sort of the odd thing is that I think it's down here in this version, and one of the high altitude sort of versions of it, to be able to operate up in there, they needed to go into an inline engine instead of the radial engine, so sort of defeats the purpose of having a multi-track production of the two types. So, and if you really look into it, and I don't remember all of the stuff, but a lot of these aircraft and these various types used, and I'm sure the numbers may have changed in some of the sub numbers a bit, but use multiple engine types within an airframe. Multiple, engines were used across multiple types, and as they were sort of developing. And sometimes the engine types weren't greatly different. They were just, slightly bigger, slightly more volume of combustion or whatever to make them a little more horsepower. So they were running around in there, and I just don't know whether we should do this. Well, it's not 43, so see, right now, okay, we have, but we're not 43 yet, so I don't really want to do that just yet. Don't know if this is enough better of an aircraft, if we need a better bomber here. Or a better tactical bomber. What? I don't know. So let's look at other things here. Let's do this instead. Okay, now that we have some, so we got those tanks there.
Ihre Befehle.
Let's send you off over to here. Reinforce that.
Bereit.
Let's reinforce that flank of the South African campaign. Now these guys, let's reattach them back to Guderian's command.
Zuhören.
No,
Achtung.
I just want
Ihre Befehle. Zuhören.
let's let these get a little more organized.
Befehle.
Well, our Air Force is doing something there. I don't know if it's much good.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Bereit. Achtung.
Yeah, I see they're counterattacking. And that attack failed. Oh well. We'll wait till some of our infantry divisions show up. think the reason we're not going anywhere is we don't have enough ships. So let's cancel this for the moment. Wait till some of the infantry divisions get down to Africa. I think that'll free up a few of our transports.
Zuhören!
Very good. That Panzer Division support there.
Angetreten!
We attack to there. Okay, well. Okay, trade interdiction. Great. I know it will be, I guess, yesterday or something by the time I post this. They showed off another development diary with the, yeah, conflict, but that could be nice. So let's do that. The Romanian national focus tree looking pretty good, I think, but that's just my opinion.
Unter Beschuss!
Okay, go into defensive. Okay, good, good. Those are because we increased the number of specialty factories. We're now, because if I futz around with this thing for an hour and don't, that's without me trying to talk to you and keep you entertained, try to get stuff done. Some of you I know want to see a lot of that, but still it's just sort of gonna slow everything up down too much. So we did sort of get the radar improvements, so we are going to increase, we've already done so here, to level 4 with the radar to the air so that you can see here where we have better radar coverage. It's going all the way into here, which helps us with seeing behind the lines and of course intercepting.
Los, ausrücken!
What are they attacking me with?
Vorwärts, Männer!
Put them under. Thelma there.
Befehle?
Okay, well, you run into a...
Los, ausrücken! Los, ausrücken! Ziel anvisiert.
Retreat back to the port. Your mission was just to distract them. Okay, better submarines. Let's do better submarine hulls. No, you. I want you.
Angetreten!
Now you join this attack there. You join the attack there. Hit them from more sides, keep them distracted. Down. Yeah, they're counterattacking. Oh well. I do need more shipping, so we've already got enough on shipping. Let's finish that production. That long range one. Finish. No, let's cancel. No, let's continue with that one. It'll be a few days before we upgrade types. Yeah. Still want to try to get across that English channel and may need some of that.
Achtung!
Which one are these? These are my first ones I sent out, so they've still got a long ways to go. Can we launch? No, it doesn't look like it. Not enough. How are we doing for controlling it? Okay, yeah, we're controlling that part of the Mediterranean at least. And our air war. Well, they're doing a bit better for themselves over Britain.
Bereit? Befehle?
And then counterattack back out there.
Bereit?
Gonna support that attack. Like I said, I very much think Africa is a trap right now. I guess theoretically I could
Ihre Befehle?
try to flood the zone like they have with more divisions. My lack of naval power, maybe that's the best thing, but or if I can knock Britain out. What I'm worried about here is obviously if I having trouble with getting 12 divisions across there, transports and other things. What's this gonna be? And we are building some paratrooper divisions, which will help.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
I don't want to waste them down here. So, well, we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. Do appreciate that. And of course, I love hearing from you. Post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Love hearing from you with that and interacting with a very smart audience. So see you next time for more Hearts of Iron.